boo, boo.
OpieRadio.
Boo, 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 boo. Boom, 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 boom. Boo, 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 boo. Boo, 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 boo.
Oh my God, this is so embarrassing. We're at La Cubana, another memorial for Carl. I'm with Matt from Smoking Tire.
Embarrassing?
Yeah, it's embarrassing because they were just cranking Biggie Smalls, and they turned it down so we could podcast from Carl's memorial here at La Cubana.
Now that you mention it, I do feel really guilty about that situation. Should we go outside and podcast on the street?
I said I would do it outside. I said, just get me a high top. I'll hang out at the front door and do a podcast.
Are we supposed to draw a crowd over here or something? What are we
I
doing?
don't know, because now they're all looking at us from afar. They were all dancing to Biggie Smalls. There were girls. Mike, get on Mike. How crazy was that?
Vic, help us.
Hey, Vic. They just turned off Biggie Smalls so we could do this dumb podcast.
How do you follow Hypnotize? from the corner.
And now the edibles have really fucking kicked in, and now we're at La Cubana.
Have you guys cut a little more of the Jello slices off?
I love it when you call me Big Papa.
Yeah.
They've sampled Between the Sheets by the Isley Brothers.
Oh, there you go.
And then they were playing the next one, I think, is Hypnotize.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, let me set this up.
Maybe.
There's pictures of Carl all over the place. That's just fucking bringing me to tears.
The one over there's got like a halo on it.
Yeah,
It's
it does.
glowing
It
a
has
little bit.
special.
It looks like a shrine.
It's a little shrine. No, the shrine is behind the bar.
No,
with
there's
the
a shrine
Corona
upstairs in
and
the
shot.
kitchen.
Oh,
So
really?
That's what I mean by there's pictures all over the place. So the one to the right of the bar of Carl will bring you to tears because there's like special lights on that. Then upstairs is a shrine to Carl with the bump box, by the way. And what happened when you were looking at the shrine?
Boombox. Oh, the lights went out.
They brought back some Biggie. They were like, yo, Opie, fuck off. We're playing Biggie again. Fuck your digital media copyright act.
I don't blame him. Look, the guy didn't realize that he turned the music off, so now the music's back on. Will you tell that guy? I don't want them.
We got poltergeist electrical shit going through the whole
Yeah,
building.
we did.
Because the lights went out. Me and Stuntbrain were standing right there.
Yeah.
And the lights went out, and then Mario went over to open up the fuse box, and before he could hit the switch, they came back on.
Really?
Yeah, and
bro.
he said that stuff's been going on all week.
Bro, this is what happens when Carl sleeps in the bar. He fucking haunts this bitch. Remember when I came to do your podcast? Or when with the shared show we did?
Yeah.
The show was like 11:30 a.m. or noon or something.
Yeah.
And I come in and I see Nico at the bar over there, and I go, hey, is Carl here yet? You know, if he's busy, I don't want to bother him. I'll just set up. And he goes, define busy. And he leads me to what I later learned is booth 73.
76.
Booth 76 in the back corner, and Carl is a fucking sleep. Booth 76.
He slept all over this joint.
Yeah, so he's haunting this bitch now.
So, but there's a
here
shrine
forever.
upstairs in the kitchen, and the
Yes.
lights actually went out as you were looking at it.
Yeah, boombox, Charleston Chew,
Right.
shot of beam, glass of Kool-Aid, some candles.
Yeah.
What else?
Some cards from people.
Oh, yeah, cards that people have sent. A hat, of course, that says Daddy on the top. Camo hat that said Daddy.
And there's the video feed on loop. Look, there's you.
I see.
In a fucking button down.
I see. With Guy
Now,
Fieri and
Trying
Alex
to impress
Garcelli.
Guy Fieri with his button down.
I think I was trying to save my job, actually, Matt. And I went to work with a collared shirt on. This had nothing to do with the radio show,
Yo,
trust
that
me.
bit of radio, though, that's up there with Guy and Alex Garcelli, that is an
here's Nick.
incredible couple hours of
Yeah,
radio.
absolutely.
Here's Nick.
Nick Solaris.
So, Mike, I guess they're going to just turn the music even louder?
No. I told Nico they're going to turn it down in 1 minute. The DJ's a little like, oh, I was told to play music.
Right.
Nico's going to tell him to turn it down.
Oh, all right. Nick did a great job on the 2 memorial shows we did for Carl at Gephardt's. My God.
Well, I'm very funny.
They were funny. They were
Nick's
sad.
Instagram
They were
also rules.
they were
by the way.
deep.
I like Nick's Instagram.
Yeah.
As Carl Ruiz
Oh my God, you look exactly like him if he
Well, I'm
shaved
gonna-
his
I'm gonna
fucking
put on a
beard
few
off.
Wait, what the hell?
Why he look like Carl
Yeah,
without a
you look
beard?
like
That's
Carl.
so weird.
You want to see a picture? Hold on.
Yeah,
You
get
really
on
look
mic
like
there,
Carl
Nick
without a
Solaris.
beard. You see this? I got the shirt going.
That's fat. This is
Ruiz
great.
and
We're talking about visual stuff for the radio. I
Ah,
love it.
what are you gonna do?
Really cotton on
I'm
to
also
the new-
fighting with Biggie Smalls.
We've also got copyrighted music playing.
I know. Can you imagine they're having a celebration of Carl's life and they have the audacity to play music on a podcast?
Right. Well, I said I would do it outside, Nick. This isn't my fault this time. I said just set me up on a high top outside, and you
I
guys
guess
can
they
play
don't want
Biggie
you.
Smalls and all the music you want inside. I get it. I'm not stupid.
Right
I
now.
can't tell you how many times I heard whatever you you want, Ope, whatever you want. I go, well, what I want is a high top outside because I know it's not going to go as planned.
Why don't we? What is stopping us from physically picking up this unit
Nothing.
and doing that? Let's go. Come on.
Everyone grab a
Gather the unit.
Yeah. All right,
going on here?
we're picking up all our.
This is like when you used to go to broadcast across
You know,
the
Yeah.
and you said he was useless. Oh, but you said he was useless.
Well,
He's very good at carrying stuff.
He had one job to turn the music down, and he can't figure it out.
This is
And
exactly
he's
back in the
NYPD. Just
Wait,
fucking
say
say
it
it's a
together.
Listen, they're only
violation.
used to stitching people up.
All right,
I feel
now
like
we're.
those tourists who ride
Jeff
the bicycle
Bader's like,
together.
you guys are really looking pretty tied together over there. Jeff, come
right,
join
hey,
us
man.
outside.
Somehow, I don't think the Beatles recorded their albums this way.
Now we're
Is
outside.
it possible to kill outdoor speakers only?
Can you kill the outdoor speakers?
Outdoor speakers?
All right, now we're going to this high top on the
Because we're so
sidewalk.
close.
This is what I wanted to begin with.
We're so close to greatness. We're
all right.
outdoors. We can hit the pen out here. Nobody cares.
Right.
Except, and the
Pat?
music is gone. It's ganja. Would you like some?
It's ganja. We also did
When I speak
edibles
to
No,
and-
it's CBD.
It's
CBD, right.
Yeah, of course.
for the bad joints. Nick, we were at Gephardt's and he had a tin of edibles. He opened it up to offer.
Not anymore.
It all melted together because he was in a hot
I
car.
left it in a hot car and made
So it's one
made a
giant
Jell-O
edible.
shot of
There were
ganja.
20 gummy bears who are now congealed together.
What do you call a flock of bears?
So now we've been taking a knife to it and hoping that we're figuring out the dosage.
Doing little
This is like something out of Cheech and Chong.
Yeah, of
21st
course
century
it is.
Cheech and Chong.
I mean, being out on the street right now, the smells and
Yeah.
stuff is going by.
It's
This is
nice.
fucking
It's not.
crazy.
Listen, I don't know how.
What?
Really?
Oh, it's consumed.
Consumed?
We scooped it out to clean it up.
Wait. Get on mic for a second.
Vic, that was 100 milligrams,
Well,
buddy.
good.
Nice.
Wasn't just me.
But it's totally gone.
Well, once you start peeling it, I was telling Mo and I were talking inside. I'm like, it's like when you get that label off the lighter perfectly. Like when you pull it.
Yeah.
So once you got it around the tin, and then the whole bottom came off, and you
Oh,
had
nice.
a little last pancake.
I was thinking more
Speaking of
peeling the
license-
skin off the bottom of your foot and getting a nice big
Either way,
piece. Yeah,
either
all
way,
right.
no blood.
No,
It just comes right off.
And it doesn't hurt to walk
Correct.
afterwards?
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. We figured something.
NBA basketball.
What?
Mike gets it. Thank you,
What?
Mike.
The whole China-Hong Kong controversy.
Oh, that was. They were Chinese people.
Oh, you were
That was the thing.
Great
What's
news
up,
with the.
What's up, Sherrod? Oh, look at that. Some pork.
This is the buffet.
So we're at Carl's Memorial, and it's all the foods that I guess Carl liked to eat because it's a lot of weird
There's no
stuff.
hot dogs on there, so it's on all the
There's
foods.
pigs
No,
in the
there is
blankets.
hot-
There's
there
pigs
is
in
hot
the blankets.
dogs.
There's pigs in the blankets.
He just blew off the hot
Yeah,
dog.
but what
right?
about the food, Vic? This is a watch that Carl gave me on my birthday. Now,
That
for all
is-
intents and purposes, okay, yes, it's just a very average-looking. But the thing about this watch, it was like the first one that had this plastic strap, which is the most uncomfortable thing ever made. Like it's like an S&M device
It's
for
a
your
very
wrist.
funny watch for Carl to give you.
So-
how did he end up?
Who knows?
Is that a fucking Iron Man?
No, it is it's a Seiko, and you know how much he loves Seikos.
Well, this is really weird.
So-
it's a
Yeah,
Seiko
we all have
quartz
them.
with a date from the.
So
80s.
I was like, I don't wear a watch. He goes, take it, don't ever sell it. I go, well, it's probably worthless, Carl, so I probably won't sell it because what am I going to get for it?
Yeah.
But I took it into the. So the story is that I never wear it. When I got the call that Carl had died, I picked it up and it was stopped at exactly a different time than he died at. And a different date too, so it had nothing to do with each other. But I got the battery changed, right? And I took it in.
now it works.
And the guy took the thing off and he looked at me, he goes, this is a really nice watch. I go, really? Because I go, it seems like it's just an average. He goes, no, apparently there's something else. You know more about it.
There's something about it.
Well,
it's a quartz date movement. I mean,
He was just very impressed with the craftsmanship inside. Now, Seiko supposedly make their own mechanisms.
They do.
and
They're a
everything,
vertically
So-
integrated
And it was
company.
probably one of the first ones.
Nerd
so it was
talk.
probably
Nerd talk.
Nerd.
Nerd talk. The whole. Just keep eating this. Funny man.
Carl advised me on watches a
He
lot.
gave me for
And
the
he advised
buffet.
me to buy a watch that I bought.
Yeah.
And when I got it, it didn't work right. Well, it turned out it was an original case with a bunk movement in it. The movement was junk. Carl literally took the watch off my wrist. You were there.
Yeah.
He took it off my wrist.
remember
He said,
this.
no, you're not taking this. And he gave me a very rare Japanese carbon fiber and titanium G-Shock instead. And he told me he smashed the Seiko because I don't know what he really did with it, but like
He sold it on Chinatown.
But yeah, no,
Where do you think all those Rolexes they sell in Chinatown came from?
Right.
Oh my God! But,
Wow.
But yeah, no, he was my watch consigliere.
Give the mic to Freddie. Freddie. What did he say?
He's trying. Freddie is spending. He's trying to stay away from microphones.
Beat Nick with it?
Yeah, you can beat Nick with it.
If you can reach me.
This is Freddie.
So it was my first day meeting Sherrod, Nick, Mike Sappho, and Stuntbrain.
Yeah.
But we all know each.
whom I've
But we all
known
know each other. It's
from
it's
the
so weird, right?
And Freddie,
And Freddie as well.
who owns La Cubana. What do you got to say about Carl there, Freddie?
I was in Mexico at a Hotel California.
Nick, could you shut up for 5
Thank you!
Seriously. Do me a favor, go get Brian. I can know how to make Nick show up. Shut the fuck up.
All right, stop mumbling. Speak up. You're on the radio. Come on, I hear you.
Get Brian. And we're gonna hear a beating on the radio. Stop already. You need to, like, once in a while take a breath and let someone else speak. It's called communicating.
Wow.
Jesus.
It's getting a little real here. What do you want to say about Carl?
You know I loved him, right?
Right.
Right. He talked about me more than I wanted him to, by the way. This cocksucker talked about me way more than I wanted him to.
Right.
Truth of the matter, Brian, if Nick says something, just like slam him. Thank you. Sherrod, you done eating?
I'm on it, nigga.
If you, it's not a fucking picnic, motherfucker. It's like a fucking memorial.
It's a fucking memorial.
Think about Carl. No one
Yeah.
wants to dress like him. Just so you know.
Right.
If your memory of Carl is I want to dress like Carl, you're a fucking retard. The truth of the matter is, I literally was thinking. I swear, I just told Sherrod. I was like, I gotta say something. So I was like, and I thought about like dressing like in some way that would like respect Carl, be interesting. And I thought, there's no. I'd have to go to Miami and beat a homeless man and take his fucking clothes. And I didn't have time to get back and forth. I would have, but I didn't have time.
He took such joy in getting you mad because he dressed like that in big, huge, important meetings. Exactly.
No, honestly, I brought Carl to more fucking meetings. What? All right. I brought. What the fuck am I gonna? I've been on.
You're good. Let's go.
I've actually been on a grand jury. Twice.
One on each side.
No, I read a statement.
Oh my God, Nick is crazy.
Oh God!
Holy
What's
shit,
going on
you're
here?
nuts.
Shots of Jim Beam have arrived.
All right, go ahead, Freddie. Continue, please.
No, but one.
Shots of Jim Beam now.
I don't drink that.
Outside La Cubana. That's Manny Rock hugging Freddie. I guess I'll just paint the picture as this podcast goes off the rails. What's up, Manny? How are you?
So handsome.
What's going on, brother? Freddie's in the middle of, I don't know, telling a story, I think.
Good to see you, my man.
So how he dressed, Carl?
Carl
And
was
the crazy
literally
meetings.
dressed like a wacky homeless person from Florida.
Yeah.
Like the shit this motherfucker wore, no one else would wear.
Right. But he made
And
it
he
look
was
good.
proud of it. No, he didn't make it look good. Like, that's a fucking myth. Just so you know, we all love Carl so much that we actually said, all right, this looks okay with it. But it looked like he was a fucking homeless man.
Wow.
Rain Man. He looked dressed like Rain Man.
Seriously.
But if Rain Man was a
The
juggalo.
best thing ever was when he wore the costumes. They were a step up.
Yeah.
When he wore the rabbit
the
costume,
fur coat?
yeah, that was like the best thing ever wore. Everything else was a fucking disaster.
I literally just got this message on Instagram right now.
Yeah.
I had one of the best dinners of my life at La Cubana, and I had the pleasure of meeting Carl, who was at the bar on our way out. It was very brief, but the interaction left an impression. The way his face lit up when we exclaimed the meal was fantastic. I could feel the passion with his electric smile and sincere, humble, thank you, glad you came in and enjoyed.
She's lying. That wasn't Carl. Probably Mario. That was probably Mario.
That was a right. I've
Just
got,
you know,
like, I've
Carl's
got, like,
attention
50
span
of these.
didn't last that long.
No.
He barely sat at my table. There's no fucking way that was Carl. He
I've
gave
got
a
a lot of nice notes about Carl.
And Mario, who's the chef now here at La Cubana, who I...
Microphone.
I have
work-
to tell you
who-
one thing. If
who
Carl
worked
was
with
such
Carl,
a celebrity,
yeah.
we're the hotness. It's crazy.
I saw a whole crowd of convicts walk in the front door of La Cubana.
Well, actually,
there
it's funny you said.
there was a lot of
Carl's
scary
got, like,
dudes.
Carl's got a ton of fives in there right now.
Yeah.
He's got about 4 ex-girlfriends walking around.
Oh, really?
Hold on, is there one under the oh no, she's not here.
It's the standard math.
He's got
right?
like 4 ex-girlfriends walking around, and
Yeah.
they're all the only one. They're all the only one. It's fucking amazing. I said, Carl, what's going on with these? He'd bring girls by. And I'm like, yo, you got a girl at the bar. I'm like, fuck, all right, I'm going to go out the back.
Yeah.
He come out the back. She's outside smoking a cigarette. And I'm like, Carl, that's her? That's not the model chick from fucking the other night. He's like, no, listen, chef, 5s. All right? Because if you get a 5 and treat her like a 10, you're guaranteed. You're guaranteed a good night.
So what's the food at the memorial? I saw there's a lot of weird stuff. It's all the stuff what Carl liked to eat?
Dude, we did Carl's favorites. I was putting a menu together and we were like, all right, we'll do fucking skirt steak and all this other crazy shit. And I was like, no, fucking last night I called Tiffany, our events person, and said, listen, we're doing fucking hot dogs, whole roasted pig, mozzarella sticks, all the shit, that Carl will go out and have and fucking love.
Do we pay for this shit? Or
we didn't pay for a fucking thing, Freddie. Everything fucking. We didn't pay for a fucking thing.
Let's not stroke each other. I love Carl, but fuck him, he's dead. I mean, at the end of the night.
I'm fucking poor now.
No, but Carl would like that. To be honest with you, Carl didn't give a fuck about anything.
Right.
Except he loved life.
Yes,
And
100%.
To be honest with you, fuck all this bullshit, Nick, especially yours.
Yeah.
Fuck everything.
Yeah.
Here's the Carl Ruiz, the only motherfucker that actually lived life and only loved life. And everyone he touched, every fucking person he met, including me, every person he met, he immediately made a friend. It's amazing. The fucking guy had the craziest quality.
To Carl.
Yeah.
Carl Ruiz.
Very nice.
Cheers. A couple of shots of Jim Beam.
Yeah. Well, Freddie, what were you telling me on the phone? You got to repeat that about how Carl was figuring out how long he was going to live.
Yeah, he actually, his math, because he's Cuban, his math was fucked up.
We got a different system. It's a metric system.
Freddie said it was
a different system of math that we use in Cuba.
In a million fucking years.
I think we skipped 3s and we skipped 6s.
Freddie said to me, he goes, Carl
out
knew he was going to die young. He was thinking maybe 60, and then he would tap out.
Yeah.
But his math was off, is what Freddie said.
Yeah.
We were in this restaurant 2 weeks before he died with Brian. Him and I. In the restaurant at the bar, we might have had a few drinks, and we're right. We're dancing to Frank Sinatra and the Rat Pack for 2 fucking hours, and literally dancing together. And he says like, "This is what life's about." I'm like, "Yeah, this is what life's about." He's like, "Yeah, we understand. This is what life's about. I want to live life." Motherfucker lived life. Unfortunately, his math was fucked up.
Yeah.
But guess what? All our math is fucked up because the reality is, until like someone tells you to fucking put a bullet in someone's head, it's not up to any of us.
Right.
It's whenever it is.
Most of our math's wrong the other way. Most of our math
That's a hell of an analogy.
most of our math is wrong in a more conservative.
I'm just saying. Some point, unless somebody's willing to like put a bullet in your head, it's when it's gonna happen. And the reality is. And the truth of the matter is, no one would be here if it was just some fucking stumble bum who was at fucking Starbucks drinking a latte, espresso, whatever the fuck these
I hate
assholes
that
drink.
large Starbucks
Right,
in the corner.
no one loves it. What is
$75 latte.
You are so full of shit.
$75 latte.
Oh.
Nick, you surely hope people come for your thing. Nick is like, I hope I die soon so that people will come to my thing. The reality is,
He should die tonight, and then
no
he'll
one
have a
would be here
good
if it
crowd.
wasn't- The reality is, it's because of Carl. People here for Carl. Right?
Yeah.
There's no memorial. There's nothing I can say.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay. Fucking Tiffany wrote me a stupid speech.
Shut up and pick a
There's
cigarette.
nothing I can say.
Yeah.
Everybody that's here is here because of Carl.
Yeah, no one. Yeah.
Right.
Nothing needs to be said, really.
Before I got like new friends.
Listen,
Yeah, a lot
and
of
I
new
think
friends.
that's what Carl did the best. Carl brought different people that would never be together.
Yeah.
Right.
Fucking together.
Yo, it's so hard to
and
make
we're
friends as an
instantly
adult.
fucking best friends.
I'm 37. I don't like make new friends. You fucking kidding me?
This motherfucker's 37.
I know I'm
Yeah.
rough.
Yeah.
But like, I don't make friends at
You're a
37.
bad
But, like,
37.
I know it's terrible.
No,
but, like,
he said it. I'm just laughing at it.
but I got a lot of new
I
like
fit
friends
it.
to hang out with.
Of-
now.
of
It's
course.
crazy.
I tell you, down in Miami at the services, there was probably about, I want to say an easy 200 people standing in one
Yeah.
room, all meeting each other for the first time, all with the common story.
Right.
All with the same fucking crazy ass Carl Ruiz story that everybody heard for the first time.
Hey, Mario, what's going on in the kitchen? So there's a shrine in the kitchen, right? And Vic Henley and Stuntbrain were looking at the shrine, and all the lights went off in the kitchen. What's
It
that?
was fucking weird, Opie. It was fucking. Listen, I've had 2 weird fucking weeks going by.
Right. What other
And,
stuff is happening?
We're Latino as fuck. I mean, we're Cuban and Puerto Rican and 15 fucking Mexicans, and
Wait,
I
one second,
came
Mario,
back.
stop already.
Go.
We don't need like Cuban, Puerto Rican, Mexicans. We already have
No,
no
bullshit.
problems.
So there's a
There
fucking
needs
whole
fucking
eclectic
ice
kitchen.
involved in this whole shit.
And we got
Stop.
candles lit
Mario's
up.
like, yeah,
we got
like
bourbons
3
lit
Mexicans
up.
I picked up at Home Depot.
in the kitchen?
Okay.
That's great.
That's
Got
exactly
two
what
on
we
the
have.
side of
That's
7-Eleven.
exactly what we have in the kitchen.
Opie, just one thing I want. My wife is here, so and she hated Carl. I mean,
She had the voodoo doll.
He was. Did I like him keeping my husband out late hours? No. Do
Yeah.
I think he's going to reincarnate as my child? Yes.
Oh!
I told you that. I told you. I was like, this fucker just wanted to be our
If
kid.
it comes out with a hat on and those glasses, you're in trouble, Freddie.
If he comes out bald, I
If his
know.
pinky is
I
up in
know.
the air when he comes out, that's everything right there.
It's just, you know, if somehow our child looks like Carl, I'm gonna have to kill his brother. I can't kill Carl, so I'm gonna have to like do something worse. Maybe his whole family, mom, dad, everybody.
Glad you're not coming after me.
This one.
Well,
All good.
I mean, I know we're at a memorial, but this got fucking dark, man.
Yeah, it's gotten a
This
little
has gone
dark.
downhill
A little
fast.
dark. A little dark.
No, I didn't mean it like that. Fuck.
No, it's just a little weird. Oh, wow. No, he didn't mean it that way.
No, I meant murder dark,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
black
no.
people dark. Fuck. Shit, I'm sensitive about that. Damn.
So we set up a shrine. I brought, Vic came up, Tim came up there, and they're looking at the shrine, and
All the
out of
lights went
nowhere,
out.
first time in fucking 7 months, the lights shut off. The whole second
That's
floor.
what we're doing in pink on it.
The whole second floor, the lights shut off.
Like, seriously, don't make this into spiritual shit.
You don't like spiritual shit? You're not a fan of spiritual?
More like Chucky shit, though.
What's going on, Nico?
Nico.
Hi, it's me, Nico.
Yes. He's a star of the podcast. The women love Nico.
I know. I've got people who come in
All
here
right,
and
Nico,
say,
you're done.
"Hi,
Vic,
Nico,
you're
I
in."
love you. Thank you. Thank you for the mic. Bye."
Nico's out. Vic's in.
How you doing with everything, man? This is the first time I've seen you since Carl's passing.
I know. Well, I mean, we're doing as well as we can, I guess.
Right.
We're keeping the roosing up, and we keep on going for him.
Give the mic to Matty Rock. Matty Rock hung out with Carl a lot.
I can't tell you how much we'll all miss him. That fucking incessant booing. Exactly. Everyone to boo for Carl, man.
Oh my God.
Man, I love you, bro. You lived life on the way you wanted to live your life. You touched every single person that you came in contact with. There was a lot of touching of hot chicks you came in contact with.
Twice.
Too. Yeah.
Carl never banged
or,
a hot
or
chick.
3 times.
Just,
Or that's
sorry.
not true.
No,
Carl's
honestly,
Carl's
I've
math
actually
is
seen some of
5
the shit
2s
he's
equals a
done.
10.
None of it is.
Carl's math. Hey, Maddie, I just had a 10. Really? I just had 5 2s.
Yeah, there you go.
So
that
would be a Carl
And just
move.
if you want to know what Carl banged, go inside and look at the shit that's in the fucking restaurant.
Freddie, so there's not a lot of lookers in La Cubana right now?
Listen, I love Carl, but the shit that Carl would like sit there at the bar, and the more he drank, the fucking nicer they looked. And he'd be like, "Oh, you don't look at this girl." I'm like, I can't look at this girl. She's got all her limbs. He's like, I'm gonna go home with this. I'm like, if you don't go home with it, this thing doesn't have anything way to go. Like that's a good thing.
bond.
Yeah.
That led up to a couple of famous extraction missions. What Carl thought looked good the night before was a
When he's-
6 a.m. call for
When
me
he
to come
said he was
get him.
introducing me to Tank the pig farmer, I thought that was his like dating service.
Right.
Remember Tank? I was like,
Yeah, of course.
yeah, I was like, oh, Tank's bringing me pigs.
Right.
Turn it.
Yeah,
I
met them.
You thought it was women. All right, now we're just taking pictures during the podcast.
Yeah, but you know what? Opie's
That's
like,
wonderful.
You asked me what was going on in the kitchen.
We're taking selfies now.
Right.
And 100% what's going on in this kitchen is everybody just reliving what Carl has taught us.
Right.
Whether it was how to plate a salad, whether it was how to create, a plate that he had when he was a kid. Carl did a great job of making sure that our menu was a true traditional menu. There's nothing with some fucking stupid mango salsa on it or anything like that. Carl was the type of cat where he was either going to have a fucking hot dog or a $500 fucking
Oh,
French
we all know
meal.
that, man.
And there was no in between. And what he did upstairs in the kitchen was make sure that we made the same food every single time.
Right.
He came in every day and had a plate. I think Freddie's a vegetarian. I just want to share that with everybody. Freddie came in. I think he wants a kale salad. But no, bullshit. He came in every day and had a fucking white rice with 2 fried eggs and a plate of fucking tostones.
Nice.
Every single day.
Good for you, Freddie. I'm on Freddie's side.
Hey, let me tell some funny Carl stories, because to be honest with you, who gives a fuck about the food?
Yeah.
The restaurant's open. You want to come and eat Cuban food?
Right.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Can I print that?
I like to go.
The tin is gone.
I was just delivered an empty tin.
That's the edibles from earlier.
I told you.
Come on,
That took a lot of work. That took like you know that little metal part on your fingernail clippers, the file that you hardly use? Perfect tool.
Perfect tool to scrape the edibles.
I'm wondering who ate all of the edibles.
I think we found out.
All right, we got a story from Freddie.
Funniest, not the funniest, one of the funniest Carl stories. And by the way, Carl was an incredible chef, and it literally, I always called him like the idiot savant. Like he had like 10 minutes of genius and like 50 minutes of retardedness. It was amazing. Like you'd sit with him and he'd be a fucking retard, and then 10 minutes he'd say something that you would be like, oh my god, this motherfucker knows what he's saying. So we were in Brooklyn one night. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, we're at some place which you named nameless.
Yeah, we're not gonna say where we were.
Okay.
And it wasn't me. We were all drinking, and one of Carl's friends got literally fucked up crazy. So the guy is literally laid out on the curb. And me, being a good Samaritan I am, I pick him up. I'm like, smack him in the face. I'm like, listen, brother, you need to like straighten the fuck up, and we need to get you in an Uber. And Carl's there, he's like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, I got this. So she's with me. So I pick him up, and I literally 350 fucking pounds of this fat bastard. I pick him up, and we call an Uber.
Yep.
And the Uber shows up, and we like a fucking bag of shit. We throw him in the Uber, and I think everything's cool. I'm like, oh, this is great. We got the fat fucking Uber. It's wonderful. And then, no bullshit. And then the neighborhood fucking watch shows up. Wow. Legit. No bullshit, right?
No bullshit.
Two fucking Puerto Ricans. Two skinny fucking Puerto Ricans who were like supposedly in charge of like watching the neighborhood show up, and they're like, what's going on here? I'm like, nothing.
We're
like,
good.
well, we're all good. Don't worry about it. He's like, well, I need to know. I'm like, no, you don't need to know. Just like, we're all good. We got the fat guy in the car. Everything's cool. Don't worry about it. He's like, well, you don't understand. I need to know. I'm the neighborhood watch. I'm like, I don't really give a fuck who you are. Right or wrong, I swear on my life.
Yeah, I told him to turn around and go back inside now.
Yeah.
I'm like,
He didn't want to leave.
Let this go. No one gives a fuck about this. He's like, no, you don't understand. This is my neighborhood. I said, listen, I didn't even want to come to Brooklyn. Fucking call. Swear on my life. And he's like, you need to come to Brooklyn to come to my friend's restaurant. This motherfucker takes me to the restaurant. Now gets me some fat fuck who's out of his mind. And now we're in Brooklyn, and these two fucking douchebags.
Whatever
are
they were.
standing, and they're like, oh no, you need to understand. I need to know what's going on. I'm like, no, you don't. We're done.
Just like back up.
I got the fat guy in the car.
Yeah.
It's
Everyone's
over.
safe.
That's amazing.
And then he gets in my face.
Yeah, and well.
And then it all goes to shit.
And
Right.
Then I
all
punched
hell
him.
broke
Then I
loose. It was
grabbed
a
him by his
brawl.
throat. And now I'm fighting him. Right? Literally, 2 against 1.
Yep.
No bullshit.
No bullshit.
You know me, Tito, right? I hit him, but I'm fighting him in the street. It's me, and then she jumps in.
Yes.
And she's like, between us, and then after the whole fight's over, like, it all breaks up because someone says, I'm calling the cops. It's the way to break up a fight.
Yeah,
you know?
really
like,
quickly.
I'm calling the cops. And at the end of the fight, I'm looking behind me. I'm like, where the fuck is Carl? Like, where the fuck is he? And because it was 3 of us, 3 on 2. 2 me and 2.
I'm
and her.
stomping, I'm punching, I'm
hitting the guy,
dragging.
and we're looking. I'm like, where the fuck did this guy go?
We turn around, literally,
at the
we
bar
turn
across the
around.
street.
No, he's walking across the street like, hey guys, Carl, where the fuck did you go? We just had a brawl in the middle of the street. I Carl's at the bar. He's still holding a shot. He came out with his shot to say what's up.
What's going on?
Literally, yeah.
Fred, you got everything under control, right?
My ear hurts. Someone like Carl,
My ear hurts.
My ear hurts.
My ear hurts.
He literally said he studied fighting.
Yeah.
It's retreat.
Yeah.
I run. I'm like, and no bullshit. He ran across the street.
We actually thought he was involved with us. We thought it was like us. So it was us against the world. And then we realized it's really just Fred and I throwing down on some other dudes. And Carl comes across the
I
street
love that.
with his pinkies up.
Tiffany's
a
throwing
shot.
down. Carl's in the bar.
Gotta love him.
That's absolutely awesome. That's a great story, Fred. Yeah, I mean, it was always an adventure hanging out with Carl, right? It was always an adventure. And you've had some adventures, Freddie. I'm not going to lie.
Always an adventure.
He gave you new adventures, right?
Whether you wanted it or not.
Of course. It was always exciting. You weren't going to have a boring night if you were hanging out with Carl. Where's Vic Henley's socializing over
Vic
there?
Henley ate the entire tin. He's flying on the moon right now.
What's up, Vic? How you doing?
I'm roaming the sidewalks.
We've determined
How many milligrams is Vic in by now?
He ate the whole thing.
We really believe you ate a lot of this.
Half, at least.
You ate half.
Hopefully.
Nice.
He's counting the tin. He didn't eat the tin.
No, 50's a good number.
I
That's
don't
what I
even
take
care.
on an international flight
I
when I
don't
want to
even.
go to bed.
You mean when you fly to New York?
Hey ho.
By the way, Vic, I'm gonna go inside. Tell them about how you set me up in West Palm Beach with my entire family. And I
What?
was standing outside
Oh
the comedy
God!
club.
I
What?
didn't set you
Literally,
up.
I'm standing outside the comedy club
Yeah.
with my whole
I'm not
fucking
gonna-
family.
no, I'm never gonna
Oh,
live
really?
this down.
You're never gonna live.
I got 2 of
By
the
the way,
5
you live.
of you in.
That's a
I got
good
2 of the
thing.
5 of you in.
It's always a good thing. You
I
live.
told him.
The rest didn't get the
The rest didn't get no, but Theo. I
You
had
got
him,
2 out of 5 in?
He wanted
That's
to.
not good.
No,
odds.
after I brag.
showed them
After
my
I brag.
entire fucking family.
Oh, yeah.
whole family in. No
Yeah.
Yes,
no.
yes.
I didn't give a fuck. I would have bought
Yeah,
tickets.
I messed it all
Motherfucker
up.
let me stand there
That's
with
the
my whole
definition of
fucking
shitting
family.
the bed. Definition of yes, totally.
And then he comes
I'm on
up
the
with some
phone.
bullshit excuse
It's not
that
no
they
bullshit.
gave the
no.
tickets to some other greaseball.
They
and
did.
showed up.
They gave him. Which they did. That wasn't a fucking story.
Did they carry the table in like
No,
Goodfellas?
You should have gone to the
He's
back
like,
door.
oh, I gave those tickets to John Gotti. You were like,
No,
oh,
he said, Genovese.
Whoa.
He said, Pete, 'cause there's a.
I'm from LA. That's a fucking hardcore
just so you
name
know,
drop.
Vic, thank you very much.
No, I know,
To this
Freddie.
day, I'm so happy Carl introduced me to you.
Thank you, Freddie. I appreciate it, man.
Freddie,
for having us.
Yeah.
Freddie basically
Thank
told
you,
me
Freddie.
just to get my shine
do we
box.
follow
Basically, he
that
just told me to
level
get my
of
shine
radio?
box. Right, Freddie.
Funeral.
Freddie is a fucking. He's a one of a kind.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
He's never gonna. I did screw him up bad too. It was Theo Vaughn.
Well, explain the whole story now. I only got pieces of
running
this.
over his kid.
No, he was. Theo Vaughn was at the Improv down in Miami, or the one near where Freddie lives, West Palm or somewhere.
Yeah.
And so Carl,
Yeah.
somehow or another, leading up to it, goes, well, we know him from the show. Oh, he was on with Opie and Henley and Sherrod and all of us. Fucking Henley can hook you up. He's probably got him in his phone. So I sent him a message. I'm like, can I get 5 for whatever? Because his son's really one. The whole time he's really being going, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I'm going somewhere with my wife, and one of the sons is married, a dog, but there's 5 of them. And so I send it to, I go, Carl, what's Freddie's last name? And Carl goes, Genovese, which is not. I swear to God.
Yeah.
It's Smith. His last name is Smith.
So I'm going, Theo, Henley. I'll send him a text. I'm like, Carl, guy he's working with, they're opening a restaurant thing. He goes, I got it, no problem. So Freddie's out front of the club. He's calling my phone. He goes, there's not under my name. I'm Carl. He goes, Carl's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, that's not, you didn't know I was fucking with his last name. He goes, I thought you knew his last name. And I'm like, I've met him 3 or 4 times with you, but I never knew his last name.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And he's like, oh my God. So now I got to tell, I go ask for Genovese. Go to the will call and say that. So then he's shitting on, he's like, you fucking prick. He's shitting on me. He's like, there's no goddamn way. This is bullshit. You've just fucked this up. I'm not sure you even know Theo. He's shitting on me. They're in front of the place. Everybody's going in.
Wow.
And he goes, at this point, I don't really care. I go, look. So I finally get Theo. I called him directly, and he goes, it's too late now, buddy. He goes, maybe 2. And so I go, the 2 sons that are fans, get them in. And he goes, Freddie goes, I'll go to dinner with my wife. Fuck you, you're a dick. I'll never trust you again. But the two sons did get to go see the show.
And they had a good time.
But it was all
Freddie,
rooted
he
in
may not
Carl
make
with
it
the
out
Genovese, Steve.
Oh, Jesus, this just...
And then when I told Freddie, he's like, bullshit, you're just lying. You forgot. I'm like, I did not forget.
I was hoping this would go a little more smoothly, but no one knows what's going on in there.
We came outside. I'm glad you got him to talk.
Oh,
and say something.
boy, yes.
Because he stink-eyed you for a minute, I think, in terms of how dare you walk out. He knew it was because of the music.
Oh,
and
yeah.
We couldn't. But for a second, when he was first circling, I'm like, he was...
I've been trying to get Freddie on this podcast since we started
like talking
with
about
Carl, and he's like, nope.
very-
But then he finally texts me and he goes, for Carl, I'll come on your podcast. And he just crushed it.
Maybe you should go inside and channel
God.
old Opie
Let
and
me-
line up all of Carl's ex-girlfriends in chronological
They're in there. I can help. They're in there. I can help with this. It's called stacking. I can help with this. It's an air traffic control term. It's called stacking.
I'm not going to lie to you. One came up to me and said, I was dating Carl the last 6 months of his life.
Yeah, everyone.
Right, you were there.
Everyone of them.
Mike was there to back me
She
up.
walked over and gave you a gift, and she goes, I don't know if you know me. And Opie's like, no, I know you. How are you? And she goes, yeah, I've been dating him the last 6 months.
Yeah, every
And
one of
we just looked at him.
Every one of them.
I pretty much talk to Carl every day. He never mentioned you.
And listen, now that he's
I
passed-
just nodded my head like, okay, because Vic kind of
I told you he would.
Yeah.
I've said this before, and I'm sure this was on the 2 previous podcasts with us, but he would. One of them fell for the joke. Was like, I go, you're my favorite, and then she would go to Carl and go, I'm his favorite. He goes, that just means there's a lot of you. Go home. Then he'd yell at him, scream. He'd scream like, go home or something.
Well, he made the mistake of bringing a date to my wedding,
Right.
which, he probably felt like he needed to do because he didn't know anybody and whatever, but like
He dressed up for that. He looked good at that wedding.
Oh my God, he looked great. He dressed up. He looked great.
No, he looked like a regular
And
person.
not only that, was he was a rock star of the second he got there, she became, and Nell, if you're out there, you were the sweetest and you were a sport. And I respect the fucking
love
shit out
Nell.
of you, Nell.
Yeah.
Nell, it was great.
Yeah.
But the second Carl got to the wedding, Nell was invisible, and he was fucking Mondo Carl, and he went out and he turned the food into other
I'm actually
food.
snorting.
He danced with everybody. He got behind the bar when he was the fucking king of my wedding. He was Vince Vaughn in Wedding Crashers.
Oh, wow.
He was on fucking point. And then we get to the hotel bar and he orders $300 worth of Domino's to the hotel bar for everybody. And then people were like, "But you're this famous Food Network chef. What's with the?" And he did like a 20 minutes on how Domino's is just as important to our society as
Sure. He loved that
fancy
angle.
food is.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
like he had people,
Which is a great angle. It wasn't an angle.
captivated.
Yeah,
at the
totally.
hotel
No.
bar after my wedding. And every one of my friends just had these stories of like, "Oh my God, thank God that dude was there. Like that was amazing. Like just these really interesting."
He made your wedding.
experiences.
Wedding
I mean, it was actually
The all caps.
wedding crasher.
The wedding
He
crasher.
was
THC. Thank you,
so
Nico.
clutch at the wedding. It was amazing. We served family-style food, and he went around and plated a table of 30. Like a long Viking table. He fucking ran around
Like 3 snorts.
plating. He made tacos. He's like shoving. I was like, we didn't even serve tacos. Where did this tortilla come from, Carl? And he's like shoving a taco in my face. It's nuts.
That's awesome.
It was so fucking.
I'm happy today. What is Freddie doing?
What is this? Are we doing this? What is he?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
I feel like this is.
Oh, yeah.
That's my speech, just so you know.
That was a great speech.
No, my speech is I didn't kill Carl because everyone. Honest.
Right.
I gotta go in and make a speech.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you like a little bit of a preemptive speech.
Yeah.
I didn't kill Carl.
Okay.
Open with that.
Everybody's like wondering how Carl died. I swear on my life, it wasn't me.
Shaggy.
And I was in Florida.
You were in Florida, if people are asking. Okay. All right.
Okay. As his attorney, I condone this speech entirely.
Whatever Freddie says.
It's his publicist, same thing.
Right.
Whatever's left of this Ope is gonna be good. When you trim the fat, you're just left with gold, really.
Oh my God.
Braise it up. Braise that fat away.
Yeah.
Get some
Yeah.
gold out of this.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's freezing on the sidewalk.
Can we get Mario back here to talk about the menu?
I was with you. I'm like, is he gonna just?
Is it too soon for an infomercial?
Oh my God. Where does Vic is walking away on that?
Are you
Vic is
sure
like-
going to get a shot?
Yeah,
And La Cubana's open 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Monday through Saturday.
There's got to be notes somewhere. No, probably not.
Of what?
Probably not.
For what?
The cookbook.
A cookbook?
Carl didn't have a
Ruiz
cookbook. We
I
fucking
know.
had Cuban cookbooks. Listen, I love Carl to death. And you know, as much as anyone would love him, I love him. And he was the greatest human being in the world. And he was actually the smartest, one of the smartest people, as I've said.
Yes.
It's like an idiot savant.
Yeah.
Every fucking 10 minutes, he'd come up with something like really smart, and you'd have 50 minutes of retardedness.
Do you know how much better that is than most people? Most people have 59 minutes.
By the way, it's better than all of my staff. The reality is, when Carl came here, he actually showed up with like 5 Cuban cookbooks. I'm like, oh, give me a fucking break. I got the only Cuban who needs a cookbook. And then we'd have dinners in the kitchen.
Yeah. A lot of dinners.
Remember those in the kitchen?
Oh, we ate.
Oh my God.
We ate well. Thank you, Freddie.
Oh, it sucks I wasn't here for that.
No, because he was trying out like dishes.
Experiments with Carl. I
No, he
missed out
wasn't.
on
It's
that. What a
fucking Cuban food.
bummer.
What's to try out? He was having fun.
Yeah, he was having fun.
Everybody's bullshitting like, oh, Carl was trying out dishes.
Right.
He was doing like a different version of rice and fucking
Yeah.
beans. It's fucking Cuban food. Give me a fucking break. He fried a fucking banana.
But Freddie, you
He
gotta
was
understand,
using my
most Cuban
kitchen
food
as
is
his own
horrible. This
fucking-
is delicious Cuban food.
Yeah.
You know how difficult
Bite
that
me.
is? Most Cuban food
He was using
fucking
my
sucks.
kitchen as a social club.
Great.
It was Carl Ruiz's social
Wrong.
club.
Because Freddie, I gotta
He's
be
not
honest with
wrong.
you. I gotta be honest with you. So every day at La Cubana before the restaurant opened, it was a party in the kitchen, and lots of food
Trying out
were,
how to fry
were
a
being.
fucking banana?
Lots of food was quote being tried out. But to Freddie's point, Carl already knew what the menu was going to be, so he was just having a party day after day on Freddie's dime. I was doing the numbers for you, Fred. How about that in my head?
Thank you, by the way. Give me
So
a
his
check.
math was awesome in a couple of ways.
Another fucking. I
I
got
was
the
like-
numbers. Yeah, I got your back.
I
Yeah,
was-
give me a check.
I was like, these numbers are getting large.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, man.
Fred was going crazy the next day. The next morning, Fred was going crazy.
The fucking kitchen was
Crazy.
This motherfucker was in the kitchen taking booze from the club, like champagne bottles, literally drinking them.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, the next one, he'd be like, oh, bro, shit. My bad. My bad. No, my bad. No,
It was
my bad.
delicious.
It was great. I got your back now. Don't worry about it.
My bad could work, right? From time to time.
A couple of times.
Right.
A couple of times.
Freddie, he brought a lot of people though with that whole act.
No.
The whole
I'm
Ruiz
never
thing.
ever gonna make
Yeah.
less of what Carl did.
Yeah.
But I'm never gonna more of what Carl did. So let's not make Carl into like motherfucking Teresa.
Right.
He was Carl, just so you know.
I gotta know.
Yeah, let's not play games here. I mean, Americans sit here and say like, "Oh, I remember how I made rice the first time I met Carl." You're a fat fucking Cuban. You never made rice. Look at you. Think about it.
We don't need your rice recipe. There's a lot of people at La Cubana for Carl. We're on the sidewalk trying to make something of this because Freddie, your people refuse to turn the music down.
Do we? What's
You
our
can't
time
have
at right now?
You can't have music on a podcast. That's why we snuck out here.
Not have music in a fucking restaurant. What?
No, they're digging their Biggie Smalls in there.
Here's Dean.
I
Dean.
want everyone to understand how I met Carl.
Yeah.
All right, Dean, you cocksucker. Tell him.
Well, I told Fred as he was trying to open up a restaurant, he goes, I need a really good chef. I said, listen, not only is this guy fantastic, he'll make you piss your pants every single time you talk to him.
Yeah. How did you know Carl, first of all?
How did I meet Carl? Met Carl in a drunken stupor in 2001 over at Sabor when I was living in Edgewater.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, he was like, one of those little fish to hang on to the big fish, and we're just drinking and partying every night. We became really good friends with the chef owner over at the steakhouse that was across the street from him. So in essence, we were drinking, and then at 3 a.m, we'd have a get-together of whoever was with us, and someone would be making food. So.
And Dean brought Carl to me, and he's like, you're going to love this guy. And I actually met this motherfucker, and I was like, I like him.
And I gave Freddie a heads up. I said, Fred, be careful. This guy may make you even drink more. He said, that's not possible. I said, wait.
Which, by the way, might have been possible. But at the end of the day, no matter how crazy Carl was, it doesn't matter. Look at those pictures. Carl was Carl. He was like a human being.
Yeah.
Like, no matter, that's why he wouldn't fight. No one would fight Carl. Because Carl was like not fightable. It's like, fight me, yes, I'm evil. Fight Carl, no.
Yeah.
Carl was not fightable. You couldn't find something in Carl that you'd want to hurt.
Right.
Now, and the paradox was Carl was one tough guy. You know, he studied under Royce Gracie back in the day.
No, Carl was a pussy, but just stop already. I'm sorry.
That was also 40 pounds less. But Carl was a tough guy. I firsthand knowledge of what I saw Carl do to someone.
Really?
So we're in Hoboken back in the day. And, you know, I may have been
a bunch of
talking to a girl that I shouldn't have been talking to.
Yeah.
Someone taps me in the shoulder, cold clocks me. Before I could turn around to do anything, Carl has him by the throat. His friend, who's a Golden Glove boxer, is pounding him. Carl's, trail blood out through the door.
Wow.
I had never seen Carl pissed. That's the only time I ever saw Carl upset. But let me tell you, Carl was one tough guy.
He knew how to fight.
No, he didn't. Come on. I love this. You know that.
You saw the Carl 40 pounds later. There was a big difference.
Yeah, he was a different guy back. He was a different guy back then, is what you're trying to say. And you've been saying there's been some weird stuff going on. Like the lights went out in the kitchen when Vic Henley was up there looking at the Carl shrine that you guys put up with the Kool-Aid and everything.
Well, we went down to Miami for his funeral and his life celebration. And, you know, I found it odd that he didn't have his glasses on at the funeral home.
Right.
So I made a comment. I was told, you know, be quiet, don't embarrass all of us before, you know, you say it out too loud. So on the way back, we get bumped up last minute on the flight. Sure enough, we find the exact replica of Carl's glasses on the floor by our seats.
That's weird.
And it just...
Yeah, you showed me the picture when I pulled up here, and that's a bit strange, man. I had a couple weird things happen.
What happened?
I finally went to a place that I could find peace, which is the beach, to fish and all. And thank God I'm saying this while Freddie's over there because he'll make fun. But found some spirituality, and I meditate, right? So I was meditating. This was, when I finally could get to the beach and just chill and finally take everything in that we all just went through. And as I'm meditating, clear as day on the side of my head, 2 fingers tap, tap really hard. And it got me out of my meditation immediately. I'm like, what the fuck was that? It just floored me, to be honest with you, because there was no explanation for that. I mean, when you meditate, you don't feel tapping on the side of your head or nothing. But anyway, so then I decided that one thing that could also bring me peace is to go fishing. First cast, this is a little weird, but not as crazy as the tap. But first cast, 1 minute, the hook's in the water, I catch a decent-sized striped bass, which is really hard to get. And then finally, my fishing partner knows I'm fishing, comes down to the beach. He never brought beers. We always had the beers, and he would take, whatever beers I had in the cooler. Yes, Freddie. God forbid I finish the story. What happened?
Just somehow put this on hold.
Yeah.
So I give my fucking speech.
All right, I'm going to record the speech. That's how we're going to end the podcast. We're going to...
It's very touching.
Well, I want it to be touching. Hey, what's up, brother? So then to finish, my fishing buddy comes down and he brought beers for the first time ever, and he goes, "You want a beer?" He was just trying to be there for me because we're pretty close. His name's Arnie, and I'm like, "Thanks, Arnie, means a lot." We hugged it out. I crying in front of him, all that crap. He goes, "You want a beer?" I brought beer, which was so strange because he never brought beer. I go, "What do you got?" He goes, "I don't think you're gonna like it." Anyway, I reach my hand in. He has 4 beers there, and I pull out a Founders. Now, the significance of the Founders, when I first started the podcast with Carl at the Creepy Cabin, episode 1, when we started recording that first podcast, he brought out a giant Founders for our first episode of the OpieRadio podcast. What are the odds that a guy that never brings beer comes down with 4 beers and 2 of them in there were Founders?
I think he's messing with us, and I love it. I hope his soul's around us the rest of our lives.
Wait, so you believe in that shit? Signs from
Listen, a lot of funny things have happened in the past 2 weeks.
Like what else?
Explain. I mean, it's just little things that I know it's him. Like, I'm hearing people saying little phrases that only Carl would say.
Right.
I mean, I can't. It's just nothing to pinpoint, but it's just the little things.
You just feel like his presence is still around. I don't know what I believe. You know, I mean, the tap the side of my head in the middle of meditation, catching a striped bass that quickly, that could happen, obviously. But then the beer thing with Arnie, it was. I mean, I've known this guy 6 years. He's never offered me a beer on the beach. And I reach my hand in and I pull out that Founders.
Listen, what I want to say is, like I said, I go so back, so we talked a lot. I appreciate everything you did for him, because at the end of the day, I know how much he cared for you and how much that you cared for him, and that's all.
We were close,
all
man.
This is great. I just hope when we all go that we have so many people to say so many kind things for all of us.
Yeah. There's a lot of people in there. A few scary ones, though,
There's
bro.
a few scary ones, and I understand the dive bar mentality that he loved, but that's regardless.
Okay,
It is what
you know,
it is.
doors are open for everybody
Doors
today.
open for everyone that loved him. That's all that matters.
Right. Mike, you believe in signs from the other side after people die?
You know, I never did. I never had a loss, and then when my dad died, I came home one day, and I was going back and forth to my mom's house down the shore, and I'm not into that whole, I see signs, I see anything, and I was home alone, and I just said, I was pissed. I'm like, Dad, what the fuck, man? Like, how do you do that? And the same thing when the lights went off for a second, went right back on, and I'm like, that was it. I'm like, I don't ask for signs, some dreams, but the lights went off, and the lights thing, Julie is really big into that, and they say the lights, the easiest thing for the dead to be able to communicate with you with. It's very easy for them to do that.
But why is it just a little touch?
Well, he can't hug you.
Well, if he could turn the lights off, he can give you a hug. What are you talking about?
Everything's about Carl. I got to tell you one thing, because I know you were broken up. When you called me that day, it was horrible. Two things I want to say about Carl. One is that he truly lived by the motto. He would treat the CEO the same way he would treat the janitor. You went out to eat with him. He didn't care if you were an A-list celebrity or a fan who was just walking by. He would cut the prime rib for you, and he would eat last, and he'd put a little horseradish, everything to make it perfect, and then he'd watch you eat.
Yeah.
And he didn't care if you were. It was a time where Billy Corbin was there. Hold on, Billy, no. He gave a fan walked by, and he treated everyone the same.
Yeah. Which
I loved. And the other thing, I got to tell, I texted you the story. You podcasted. We were at Gephardt's, and afterwards everyone leaves, and he tells me, hey, can you take a ride with me? We're going to go downtown. I said, yeah. And I look at his phone, he has like 22 missed calls and like 30 text messages. And he's like, bro, I'm in trouble. I'm like, why? He goes, certain investors have been looking at me for 3 hours, and there's some good investors here. And I go, what the hell, Carl? Why don't you fly down there? This is your business. This is your life. And he said to me, he goes, he's like, Mikey, he's like, I love Opie, man. I'm like, yeah, but dude, this is your comeback. This is you climb back the mountain. He's like, hey, I'd rather eat crumbs with bums than steaks with snakes. He goes, and Opie's always been loyal to me. I don't care about that business. Friendship is worth more. I'm like, this guy was willing to truly not give up La Cubana, but get people pissed off just to do a podcast, and he fucking loved you.
That was awesome. Jeff Fader from Fader Knives. You're kind of like a mini celebrity on the podcast. You hung out with Carl a lot, man.
Yeah, it was a strange thing. I learned about Carl from you. I've been listening to you for 20 some odd years.
Yeah.
And he reached out to me because he liked my knives and he wanted something crazy, and I made him something crazy.
Right.
I made him like a pirate knife.
Yeah. It's an awesome.
At first we thought it was it was just a joke.
Right.
But then he kind of embodied it.
Well, what's cool about you and Carl? So for my birthday, I was having an awesome birthday, and Carl calls up to wish me a happy birthday.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey man, thanks. All of a sudden he goes, where are you? And I go, I'm just at home. He goes, I'll be there in 10 minutes. It was always like, I'll be there in 10 minutes, because he's the type of guy that always showed up.
Yeah.
And we go to Gephardt's. We're just having beers and hot dogs. We're not even podcasting. A lot of times we would just hang out and not podcast. And even though it killed me because some of his stories that he would tell me, I'm like, fuck, why don't I have my podcast equipment? But anyway, then he was so proud to pull out one of your knives to give me for my birthday.
Well,
and I cherished that knife, and it used to drive him nuts because I'm like, it's too nice to use. I'm not going to use it.
Yeah, you should for sure use it. I mean, I started out making knives for people to use. Like I wanted it they weren't for chefs. They were for home cooks.
Yeah.
And I felt like these are things that are not to be cherished or to be used.
Yeah.
You're the knife guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I robbed your knife. I gave it back to you, by the way.
You did.
Yeah, you scared me on a text message because I'm like, hey, that was my knife. And he goes, relax, fucker,
Actually,
I'll give it back.
I got a history with Freddie, and I met each other like 20-something years ago when we were working for Charlie. When I was working for Charlie.
Oh, you work for Charlie?
Yeah.
Just so you know, after 7 years, I don't give a fuck.
That's fine. I'm with you. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I saved fucking Mars fucking balls at the though. with those contractors. He brought me to a meeting at on 9th Avenue. It was and the contractor, those two fucking little dweeby Italian kids, I forgot their name, were building a hotel for him. And they banged them out on change orders. And Morris called me. He's like, these guys. I'm like, all right, bring them. We'll fucking have it. We'll sit down. They came to and the two fucking douchebags showed up. Sorry. And they sat there. I'm like, listen, Morris is my friend. And you're like, you gave him a change orders for like $600,000. But you don't understand. We're gonna we have a lien. I'm like, listen, let me explain something to you. You'll never get your fucking money, ever. How about that?
How about that?
I'm not saying anything else. So I guess.
Well, why are you bringing it up then?
Well, they just after just putting me. The guy I remember 20 years ago that scared the shit out of me, and now I'm standing in front of him, and I have a mic in front of me, and I gotta tell him.
I'm like, all right, here's the deal.
It's more tonight, but not last night.
You think he owes you $600,000? Great. I told my driver, go in the trunk, get a box. I said, here's $600,000. It was like $800,000 back in the day. I'm like, here's the money right here. Here's the deal. You will go fuck yourself. You're not gonna get this money. Now you need to get the fuck out of here.
I can't corroborate any of these stories. I'm terrified, honestly, but at the same time, I know where he's coming from. I know where he's coming from.
I don't speak English.
Yeah, it ended well, by the way. It ended well.
Oh, hey, everyone was happy.
It ended well.
I guess the party came outside because it's getting louder and louder.
We tried to go away from everybody. Everyone came outside here.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a ton of people here for Carl. So, hey, Matt, where are you, brother? Matt Farah.
Oh, what happened?
Oh my God! You don't.
I went away for like 20 minutes. What happened?
You were smart to leave for 20 minutes.
You won't be now have plausible deniability.
Yes, you won't be a witness.
Statute of limitations is over.
I understand, Freddie. I get it. 7 years.
Oh,
Robert, help me. Robert from West Littlefoot.
Oh, that's you.
I'm Littlefoot.
Oh shit, Matt Farah. Nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you.
What's going on?
So you started at Gebhardt's and you made
That
your way
one
down.
was
great.
perfect.
No, that was perfect episode.
This one is.
Well, here's
This one is a bit of a
here's the
struggle.
tin of edibles that Matt brought. That is now. I don't even know how to open this thing.
I had to be honest. So this had
20 edibles.
5 milligram gummies in it.
All right,
Now-
kids, I'm looking at an empty tin.
Well,
I'm looking.
For the record, I only ate 5 milligrams.
And if you've heard the stories, I had nothing.
Right. Well, no, this is the best part. So he opens it to maybe offer us a little taste, nothing crazy for the podcast and everything, right? So he opens it up, and because it was in a hot car for a few days, all 25, did you say?
20. It's melted into a Jello shot.
And
so we brought the Swiss Army knife out and we were slicing them off,
and then.
Now you're dosing. It's better that way.
We were microdosing, but it was like microdosing, but it was macrodosing.
Yeah.
It was the opposite of microdosing.
And Vic Henley, we think, ate half the tin himself.
I mean, but he's
That
vertical and
explains
he's
why I was
conscious.
just able to say roll tide and I didn't get punched.
Oh, right.
Vic's got a big old smile.
Oh, yeah, he does. So then we came to La Cubana, and they're like, you could podcast inside, we'll turn the music off, right? Then they're cranking Biggie Smalls to begin with, and the DJ's getting mad because he was told he has to turn off the music, so he turns it up louder. Then the front door opens, and
It's real passive.
the only way I could explain how many convicts are in there right now. Carl knew a lot of different people, I'm starting to figure out here.
Honestly, I feel like there's about to be a meeting in there or something. Like, is there a PO here that's representative? Like, because I don't think these people are allowed to actually talk to each other.
So then they refused to turn the music off, so then we dragged the whole podcast outside on the street. It's freezing, it's windy. Then they wouldn't turn the music off out here.
So what I'm also hearing is a good thing that I couldn't get out of the meeting that I had with Sabian ahead of time because he would have been shot in the back of the head by now.
Yeah.
Now listen, what we're focusing on are the negatives. Let's focus on the positives. Right?
There's some good stuff in this.
The positives are Open bar, for one.
Okay.
Open bar is good.
Yeah.
Matty Rock brought a giant backpack full of cigars.
Yes.
Everyone Carl has ever interacted with
In his
is
entire
a
life.
ridiculously positive person in every way.
Yeah.
And that's great.
Yeah.
And also, a few people have confessed to crimes on the show.
Allegedly.
Oh, the 7 years is up. That's what I learned today. Why worry if 7 years have gone
A
by?
lawyer to come through this.
Right.
And I'm sure there are 4 inside.
This is a different memorial than the ones we did at Gephardt's. Let's
This
just
is
put
what
it that
we
way.
needed.
Oh my God.
We needed a different thing.
Oh really? Look at hey Vic.
Vic's over there in a
Vic, it's a
t-shirt. It's cold and he's warm.
Just your observations on how crazy this night has been.
It's not cold at all.
It's freezing.
I'm layered, first of all.
Oh, you're layered, all right.
I'm not pitting out yet.
50 mgs keep you warm, son.
That's a song.
No, it's not.
Now, don't, no, you're going to ruin it. You're going to ruin it. You had the first line, just stop. That
Can we
was
kill this oak? Let's kill this
What's the song?
50 mgs if you want, son. That's what he just said, I think. Now, I hated to fucking reduce myself to that.
I liked it.
I think they're going to do the speech.
All right. We have to go inside because Freddie's going to give a speech for
Okay.
Carl, all right? And I want to try to get it
I'm
on
not
tape.
talking.
What's up, Tim Sabian?
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
Doing all right.
It's good to see you here. It's good to be here. It's good to be seen.
There's a lot of crazy people in there right now.
Oh my God, I just love it. This is like Carl's quilt of, like uniqueness.
A lot of walks of life in there.
Oh my God, the best, the absolute best. It's like I've known all these. I haven't met half these people, but I just met some of them, and I've known them all my life because of Carl.
Of course. That's what he did for people. Robert, holy crap.
Holy crap, Opie, this is incredible.
It's just good to see Robert back in men's clothing, isn't it?
Yes. All right, I think we're going. Are we going inside for Freddie's speech there, Vic?
I'm deciding. I don't think he's going to start pointing at us and wanting us to say things, but if he does, I don't really want to say anything.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything.
That's why I'm only reticent because I don't want to be called upon.
Right.
And I don't think he would, because I told him already. I'm like, leave me alone.
Yeah, we did it.
No,
We did it.
We've already. There's no.
Yeah, and Freddie did a good job roasting him today. So.
Oh, he was wonderful at it.
It was wonderful.
He's hilarious. Wait till we tell you the story about when, because I cleared it that I could tell the story about where he was in like the Motel 6 with the chair against the door holding the knife because he booked the wrong hotel room.
That was Freddie.
Yes.
He was in a bad part of town.
And he refused. He just refused to give up.
Yeah.
Because he knew he was only there for like 7 hours.
Right.
And his wife's like, I got you at the Ritz-Carlton, just go. And he's like, no. And he backed up and he took the chair from behind the little crappy desk and stole the knife from the kitchen of the restaurant.
And just sat at the front door the whole night?
And went back to the hotel room, propped the chair under the knob, and sat with his back to it, holding the knife for the 3 or 4 hours before he had to get up and go to the airport.
So I'd just like to say we're across the street from La Cubana, and this new Chelsea Market food court just opened, and the spirit of Ruizing is happening literally right across from us because there is a couple who, if you've ever seen European Vacation, I'm pretty sure they're going to fuck right there. Well, now they're eating, but before, while you were talking to Vic, they were like hands all over each other.
Really?
Which means the spirit of Carl is like, buddy, you got to do it. You got to do it right there.
Well,
yeah.
we got to record that for Carl.
We got to record that for
Carl.
Exactly.
All right, let's go in. We got to get Freddie's speech.
Opie, I just want to tell you, Carl has 7 girlfriends here right now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take one in the bathroom. Go ahead.
All right.
Bring it up to speed. Hang on, everybody. There she goes.
Hey guys, let's gather around just a little bit.
I'm Nico. I'm the French guy working in a Cuban restaurant. That's me.
So we just wanted to, first of all, thank you guys so much for coming out tonight to celebrate Carlito and his life. Yes. Yeah. Can we give it up? I'm passing the mic to Fred.
There's only 2 things I have to say. One, I didn't kill Carl.
He was with me. He was with me that day.
He was in Maryland. I would think I was in Jersey. So there's no chance that happened. Right?
That's right. That's correct.
That's right. That's correct. 100%. That's correct. Oh no, we're all nodding yes, Fred.
Yes.
This isn't about Carl. It's about you. All of you.
It's okay.
It's all right, Fred.
You got it.
You made this. That miserable, short, horrible human being. He brought all of you retards together. Look Look around this room. It's like the island of misfits from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It's retarded. Only Carl could do this. Oh, by the way, where's Mario?
Where is Mario? Chevy!
Where's the Jim Beam?
Where's the Jim?
Mario's the new chef in La Cubana. He worked with Carl up here.
Thank God Carl left Mario the recipe for rice and fucking beans.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So we will live on past Carl. Truth of the matter is, he actually loved every one of you. Crazy.
Truth of the matter is, he fucking knew so much more than everybody in this fucking room.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He knew to get all these fucking people together. He knew to fucking introduce all of us with our stupid stories.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Another fucking problem.
To get us all to know our fucking stories together. And to introduce all of us from different fucking places of the world, different walks of life. Some like food, some fucking like cigars, some like fucking bourbon, some like fucking. And he fucking introduced all of us together. And now we're in a fucking room with nothing but fucking love. And that's what he left. That's what we got.
Thank you very much.
Love.
Just so you know, it's wonderful. The one thing about Carl that actually no one understood, he was like, I always told him, everyone who actually spent time with me, he was an idiot savant. Every 60 minutes, Carl would say 10 minutes of something incredibly smart. And then there'd be 50 minutes of retardedness. It's amazing. It was amazing, right or wrong? You know, before he fucking died on me, that was the truth. That's what he did. It was amazing. He was the stupidest, smartest person I ever met in my life. The truth of the matter is, you're all here, look around you. It's an amazing group of retards. I never saw a bunch. None of you would ever come to my house for dinner. I've never saw. Just so you know, I've never seen one person bring together so many different people who all fucking loved him. Truth of the matter is, he loved all of you. I'm not sure why. Honestly, he was probably retarded. I'm guessing, but he actually cared for every single person he ever met, which is why 2 years ago. I was like, Brian, this guy's fucking crazy.
We love him.
Right.
Yeah, we love him. He's crazy. He fits right in.
Yeah, it's like, oh, he's crazy. He's one of us. Perfect. Let's open a restaurant.
We're misfits.
Yes.
Yeah.
His legacy, if he had a legacy, I think his legacy isn't a legacy. His legacy is him. Right? It's him. He lived. He enjoyed life. He never made an excuse for what he did, ever. By the way, he should have sometimes. He never made an excuse. He was always calm. And the truth of the matter is, we're all going to miss him.
Dearly.
The reality is, you couldn't find a better person. And look around you. Every one of you liked him, loved him, hated him. I might be the one that hated him, but every one of you had a relationship with him for different reasons. How does one short, ugly, by the way. This motherfucker was ugly. In all fairness, let's just tell the truth. He's dead now.
I love it.
He was ugly, and he wore the worst fucking clothes. Right?
He's a fashion vlogger.
Seriously, with the slippers? Give me a fucking...
You got the ladies, buddy. You did get the ladies. I mean, come on.
All right, I'm not gonna say anything about the ladies he got. Just, you know.
Okay, yeah, leave that out. Leave that out.
We have a cat at the farm, and once in a while it gets some mice and it eats it and drags it into. He gets the ladies. Give me a fucking break. I'm not sure what those slippers were about. That's fine. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, we all love Carl. Every person in this room had a connection with him somehow, some way. Truth of the matter is, he left too soon.
Way too soon.
But he left all of everyone in this room. And this stupid little fucking short Cuban left stories that will last more than any one of us are going to be alive. How's that?
I got stories I can't talk about.
Oh, and by the way, his recipe for rice and beans wasn't that good. Just so you know, he left us with smiles. He left us with love. He actually even tried to tell us that Vic Henley and Sherrod was funny. I'm not even like a fan of comedians, but Sherrod was like, "Where are you, Sherrod?" First time I met Sherrod on the rooftop at SDK with fucking Carl, he hit on my wife. Remember that, Sherrod?
That is accurate.
Yes, that's accurate. By the way, and the good news is Sherrod's still here. But Carl loved every single person, and truth of the matter is, we all love Carl.
Absolutely.
I fucking absolutely want to say something. I fucking want to say thank you to Fred, thank you to Brian, thank you to Nico, thank you to Dino, thank you to Fernando, thank you to fucking Tiffany. Fuck you, Sherrod. Sherrod smokes cigar weed. Thank you to Raul, thank you to Sherrod, thank you to Opie. Where's Greg? Greg? Thank you to all these fucking people. I've known fucking Carl for a long fucking time, and I'm never gonna forget because I still fucking know Carl. I'm fucking Cuban and Puerto Rican, and I'm not gonna forget where I came from. I don't give a fuck what goes on. Okay? I'm from Union City, fucking New Jersey, the largest Cuban population in the Northeast, and Carlito Brigante Alberto Ruiz is from the same fucking place. And there's nothing but love for everybody in this room. There's nothing but love in all the food that we're gonna make here. There's nothing but love inside of these walls. And I'm very, very grateful for everybody to come out. Give yourselves a round of applause. Woo! Where's my fucking tribune? Listen, he brought all of us together, and we're fucking together forever, whether you like it or not. Everybody who hit me up on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, I'm gonna call on you. And we're gonna keep Ruizing for the rest of our fucking lives. It's not gonna fucking stop. This shit doesn't stop here. He started something that'll never fucking stop. His recipes will never stop. They'll never end. The things that he did that brought us together, they're never gonna end. And all I want to do is say, DJ Frankie G, cue that motherfucking song. Because my motherfuckers is not on speeches. My motherfucking dances. So let me get everybody else to dance. Come on, Sylvia. Come on, guys. Everybody come over here, Mark. I need a motherfucking dancing group. That's how my boy rolls.
Like a motherfucking G. Like a motherfucking G.
I don't know. That was a speech, huh?
That was amazing.
Whoa, what did we just witness?
I have no idea.
That was crazy, right?
That was some crazy shit. Here, come over here, Matt Farah, for the Smoking Tire. This is an episode that I won't forget anytime soon, because what a clusterfuck that I think was entertaining as all hell.
I mean, is it me or did Freddie say the same 4 minutes 3 times in a row? I think he did the same 4 minutes.
Well, he was choked
triplicate.
up. He was, he's sad. It's a sad day. It's a weird day.
Yeah, no, but he also kind of shit on Carl.
I think you do that when you're roasting him, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say.
I don't know how I feel. What do you feel like right now?
I think Carl would have loved it.
I like seeing Mario drinking a handle of Jim Beam.
When he's supposed to be working.
He's supposed to be cooking.
He's supposed to be up in the kitchen.
It's a little wild right now.
A little strange, man. But I think Carl would have liked it. I would suggest that, this is like the third Remember Carl episode I've done. So I think you got to look at all the episodes to really get a flavor of what Carl was all about.
You can't
Because if you only listen to this episode, it sounds like Carl was just a piece of shit.
No, there's no. The problem is he was like too big to encapsulate, right? So we keep trying. Yeah. In different ways, right? Okay, like now we're gonna talk about Carl with these people at this place, and because all these people knew him in these like different ways, and so like I'm trying to shield you with the mic here, so
it doesn't matter.
It probably doesn't do shit. I don't know, but like it's hard. I understand why we could probably do fucking 10 episodes on Carl and not get tired of it. Yeah, but like Freddie's fucking kind of crazy, huh?
This was the crazy episode.
This is some
This is
wild
the crazy
shit.
one.
It really makes the Gebhardt's one seem fucking tame as hell, doesn't it?
I feel embarrassed. I feel embarrassed I didn't shit on Carl enough.
What's going on right now?
I took one little shot and I felt guilty for a week. But do you understand? I've been trying to get Freddie on the podcast for over a year, and finally it all came out today. Nick, your thoughts?
You're never gonna see a bad guy like this again.
He's an actual Goodfellas character. He's like, and now he's dead, and there's nothing we can do about it. I don't know.
No, he's gone. So the little guy's gone.
Right. What do you think? Would Carl have liked this? Because it sounds like everyone's just shitting on Carl.
I think Carl would have loved every moment.
I think so
of it.
too. To be honest.
Same with that Paula Dean shit. Like, you think he would have been upset by that?
I just don't like Paula Dean.
On the Paula Dean, I missed it.
So
What
Paula
happened?
Dean made like some really like hacky joke, like the restaurant business apparently kills people or something, right? Carl would have
Dean
loved it.
sucks.
People got, she does, but people got like all offended. Like Carl would have thought that was funny, like Carl.
I was offended because I just hate her.
Well, she's a hacky. It's a
and then
hacky joke.
And then Nick explained. I'm like, yeah, you're kind of right. I think Carl would have laughed at that, but I still hate Paula Dean.
But also, he kept his name in another 24-hour news cycle. It was.
He probably would have liked Paula Dean shitting on him, even if it was a
of
bad
course.
joke.
Of course.
I admit that. Yeah.
What do you think of Freddie's speech? Oh, you're gonna hold back
One
now?
of those comments that you can make that like there is literally is no statute of limitations on them.
Right.
It was dark, but I guess we're in a dark place.
It was a bit dark, but he also shed some tears up there, which made it
was
a little strange.
I'm sure it was cathartic for him
Well,
because
it's weird because he opened with the tears and then he fucking went into the shitting on him part. I thought it would go the other way around, kind of.
listen, I think the thing about Freddie is that it was like a father-son relationship with him in many ways. Because can you imagine having to run a business with Carl? Like, we loved him as friends, but you know what it was like to get that 2 a.m. phone call. Like, what's my email password? It's like, Carl, the fuck do I know what your email password is? Where are you? I don't know.
Why would he think his friends had his email, Pat? I got that a couple times.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I know? And you know what? They probably all were. It was probably Ruizing. It was probably literally every password.
Right.
No, it's Ruizing 2 now. It's Ruizing 2.
Right.
I think a work relationship, you might be a little contentious.
No, but it's more than work. When you're a restaurateur and a chef, that connection it's intense. You are together, going out to eat, developing menus, eating many things, like just going through like 10 different versions of empanadas, battling back and forth. Look, the two guys with strong opinions, right? And it was it's a tough, opening a restaurant in this day and age is a tough business.
They really got the idea Freddie's an easy guy to work for. That was the vibe I got from that.
You know what? Freddie, to his credit, would go with it. You know, there was a party every night in the kitchen a month before this place opened, and there was a lot of money being spent. Right, Nick?
A lot of Freddie's money being spent.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, listen, he put a lot of money into this place. I mean, if you look, a meatpacking district restaurant is a lot of rent.
Right.
You know, and then there's construction, and then, you know.
The number he told me was fucking horrifying. I'm not going to repeat it, but the amount of money that it took to build.
And then it was just the monthly nut is
absolutely
outrageous.
fucking horrifying.
Yeah. You think Carl enjoyed it? It seemed like he was enjoying it when we would, pop into the kitchen and hang with him.
It's like asking a shark if he enjoys feeding. Like, that's what Carl does. He was a restaurant. He was a chef. Right. He opened restaurants.
Even through all that stress, that's what I was getting at.
But he was a guy that would open restaurants for you. Like, he did it numerous times. He wasn't the kind of guy that would stick it out and be the guy 10 years in the same place, cooking the same sauce. That wasn't what he liked doing. Like, he liked the rush, the joy, that kinetic activity, that mosh pit of opening a restaurant. It's intense.
What do you think of Freddie's speech?
Well, he threw me and Sherrod under the bus right off the bat, even though he field tested his jokes out here in front of us before he went in there and did them. He completely did. He looked at me. He was like, "Where's Sherrod? I want to find out if this is funny." And then he said some of it, and then we went over there and told him a couple things and shortened that and just went to that quick. And then he goes, and he just threw us under the bus completely. Like,
yeah, I saw that.
If it wasn't good, it's our fault.
Right.
And so Sherrod's in there DJing and rapping and talking. Everything's fine.
Everything is good now.
So I had a really weird thing happen. I was, you know how YouTube sends up things to you. So I watched Matt's show with the watches, which, by the way, awesome. The Rolex one, and then the history of Rolex, and then Carl Ruins Everything is about the short hair. I love that.
Carl Ruins Everything is the best. Possibly the best hour of radio I've ever recorded.
It's so good.
It was all because of him. It had nothing to do with me.
So I watched the road trip you took to Rochester or wherever, right? A video of Carl came up that must have been 10 years ago. Mate, I'm not even kidding you. I was crying. It was him with the kids. The kids were 4 or 5 years old. He's making pizza at what looked like.
Oh, I've seen that.
It looked like Marie's had just opened. Like not was not even open. Yeah. Carl is like young, plump, right? He's got the goatee.
He's being a sweetie.
He had that baby fat, not that grizzle.
What a great word!
Just in his cock.
Speaking of plump, look. Tim jammed into that members only jacket.
Right.
He needs a couple of X's on that size, right? What is he doing?
It's his goal jacket.
So
it's his goal. It's his goal. GOA.
You know how they have
he looks like the Michelin Man.
He's trying to lose into that.
There's an extra size that he's missing. It's XL, double XL, and barbecue. He needs barbecue.
It's a goal weight.
So this video really.
Oh my! It's so weird.
Oh, it's really sweet. It is.
But it's on it must be his own channel. It just says Carl Ruiz. It's literally the only thing that is on that channel. It's him making pizza with the kids, and it's like 9 minutes. And Marie must be holding it because the camera goes sideways halfway through it.
That's when her wig shifted.
Pleasure to meet you.
You're leaving, Tim?
Yeah, I'm leaving. I'm heading.
What do you think of Freddie's speech, being a radio guy?
It was tough to hear. But it was real. It was good. It was real good. It was real good.
Diplomat.
I know.
I'm going to make sure he gets to where he's going.
Where's he going?
He'll be number 2 if I don't get him to a train.
Is he hammered?
I don't know what the metaphor is, but yes. Look at the way he's walking the way he did in Philadelphia.
He always walks like he has a wedgie. Always.
No, he's going to walk on the 9th Avenue and he's going to get hit by a car.
All right, go get him, Littlefoot. All right, Littlefoot's out. What were you saying?
I said you never described him as Brian Dennehy with a wedgie before.
He walks like he has a wedgie.
He looks like a deployed airbag.
This is all coming together nicely. So no, let me combine all these jokes. So I believe it's Carl. It's Sally Jesse Raphael glasses on a deployed airbag. which
CSR.
No,
Dennehy.
See, you fucked it up.
What did I do? I fucked it all up.
Yeah, that's all good. It don't matter at this
If I had
point.
one less drink, I would have done better at that joke.
Yeah. Oh my
I
God.
believe in you.
You believed in me when I gave you 50 milligrams.
All right, I guess we just end this like this. I guess.
Let's go to Classic Car Club and drink in a more casual environment.
Okay.
One of the crazy women's in there.
Really?
And I'm trying to weave around and say goodbye to everybody and then get out of here. But one of the ones that probably would not be welcome here. So
here.
And before the others start stink on her, I am getting my ass out of here.
How great would it be if all of them fought?
But
You would love that.
Well, 2 or 3 of them, no, because that's not impossible, because only 1 or 2 believe I'm the one. The rest of them know, hey, because he'd go, so I'm Monday. Is there Tuesday?
The rest of them are like, did we sleep together?
Yeah. And they go, well, there's Tuesday, there's Wednesday, there's Thursday. I'm single. I'm going through a divorce. He was very honest. He's like, hey, I ain't doing anything. I'm clean. I'm safe. Yeah, I might go home with you. I might go with somebody tomorrow. Who knows what's going on?
Either way, Papaya King's in the car.
Correct. We're having hot dogs.
Do you like hot dogs?
There will be sausage, and it ain't mine.
One of his pickup lines. Do you like hot dogs? Who does that?
But there's
That is awesome.
No, but there's
Well, it guarantees you at least something between a 3 and a 4, right? Like it's a.
I'm telling you, she keeps drifting over. She's like, hey, I'm going home. It's like crazy.
Why don't we wrap this up? Outside La Cubana, freezing our asses off, and it's very windy. The only one that's not cold is Vic, because he did half a tin of edibles earlier tonight. Right, Matt?
Yeah.
I want to thank Matt for really helping me try to shape this into something today.
I don't know what I did, but I did something.
Yeah, Matt Farrer from the Smoking Tire. Thank you, brother. Nick Solaris, who's got a meat show.
thanks.
Yes, and the first episode was awesome.
Oh, thank you very much.
It was really good. No,
that's really
good.
good.
He went to his wheelhouse.
No, explain it.
If you're going to start one, you start in your wheelhouse, and it's his tribute.
It's my baseline, right? That's like my gold standard is a Smith & Wollensky prime rib. I'm always trying to get a better thing to eat than that. So start there, right? Like if you do a car show, you drive your favorite car, and then you try to beat that.
There you go. I like that. So what's the show called, and where do they go to see it?
The show's called Meat Life. It's on YouTube. It's a YouTube channel called Meat Life.
Perfect.
And subscribe. New episodes every Thursday.
All right, why don't we get out of here, man? Thanks to everybody.
Carl Ruiz.
Yeah. I guess we'll just end with a dud.
Isn't that your career at this point?
Pretty much. I think it could get any worse than tonight, which is we're freezing our asses off on a fucking sidewalk in the wind. Because you did all the edibles.
Right? That strangely just appeared in this state out of nowhere. I don't even know how they got here. Oh, yo, the shirts, dude. Oh, yeah. Blipshift.com/Ruiz.
Nice.
BLIPSHIFT.com/Ruiz. I made an awesome shirt on the front. It's a great rendering of Carl with the G-Shock holding a slice of pizza, pinkies up. On the back, it says, "Don't trust your own taste. Chances are you have none," which is one of my favorite things Carl have ever said. We're selling these things, and all of the money is going to the scholarship for aspiring chefs that Freddie and Nico and the guys at La Cubana are setting up.
Yeah, as soon as that is set up properly.
Yeah, allegedly it will be set up. If it's not set up, I'll give the money to a fucking animal shelter.
Of course.
You know, Carl had 100 cat shirts. Like, if this shit doesn't go down, I'm gonna give the money to an animal shelter for kittens because I've already done that. But
between me and you, I know you're a good guy and you'll do the right thing. Hold on to your money for a little
hold
while.
on to that. Okay. Well,
we'll figure it out.
Worst
down the
case
road.
scenario, we're gonna give some kittens some homes if the chef thing doesn't happen. But I'm not keeping the goddamn
No,
money.
I know you're not. I'm just saying you might want to just hold on to it. until
we
you
will.
can
And the shirt is cool.
check
as
out a
fuck.
few things.
I've been wearing.
No,
it.
the shirt is awesome. I want my own. So
Yeah, I'll send you one.
Mike Sappho, anything else?
Nothing else. He was just a great person. You know, people talking about being a chef. People underestimate how amazing he was on the podcast, how he had chemistry with everyone. He had Bill Burr fucking laughing when he came in.
That's right.
You know, stuff like that. He'd have everyone laugh. He had Billy Corbin.
No, Bill on his way out goes, man, that guy's fucking funny.
He was just funny. He was just a great person.
Bill wouldn't offer that up too many
That's
times.
a good compliment from Bill Burr.
Yeah.
If Bill Burr calls you funny, you're fucking funny.
It was just fun. No matter what, if you eating a prime rib steak or Jollibee fast food, he took pride in it. He took pride in friendship and loyalty, and he was a person you can truly look up to. He really was.
You got to have a good watch, Carl. You got to have a good watch. You never know when the rug's going to come out from under you. You got to have a mattress, a TV, and a security deposit on an apartment.
Yeah. A watch that is worth that much where you get those things. All right, guys, we're just babbling.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.